Welcome back to another video. So I'm going to do a set of nails today using Builder in a Bottle. I'm using Madame Glam's Builder in a Bottle, and this is my inspo. So I recently got this from my friend Joe, and it's a rose quartz, what do you call it? Face, use it on your face. So I'm using Builder Light Pink, beautiful, beautiful pale pink. And I'm using Builder Tan. Now on the lid, look, can you see it's very sheer, very jelly-like. I added a little bit of white pigment to make it a little bit more opaque. I didn't like the sheer colour, so that's not actually the colour, that's the colour there on the lid that it was. I switched it up a bit. And I'm using white gel polish from Madame Glam, and I've pulled out a white alcohol ink. So these are the tips that I'm using. They're just long coffin, nothing super long, they're just long coffin. And I'm just going to glue them on with regular nail glue. I've already done 3 to save time. And what I do first is just file up the sides just to make sure there's nothing hanging over that edge. And then I file over where it's been glued on just to blend it into the natural nail. File the tip on these because they're kind of curved at the tip. I file them nice and flat, get a perfect coffin. And then I'm just going to buff off all that shiny surface. Right, so I'm starting with the Builder Light Pink, and I'm just doing a really, really thin coat. This whole set is going to be done. I'm going to build this whole set just with really, really thin layers. Rather than doing a thin layer and then a big bead like I normally do. Yeah, it's just going to be loads of thin layers, keeping them quite transparent. This middle nail, I'm going to do a bit of a nail bed fade into the rose quartz, so I'm only doing this about 3/4 of the way up, and I'm going to keep doing the pinky off camera because the pinky is the same as the pointer finger. So I'm using the detail liner brush from Madame Glam. It's just a nice little skinny brush and some of the white gel polish. Wiped the tacky layer off, and I'm just going to do some little wiggly lines. Yeah, this is the first layer, so this is going to get covered up quite a lot, but you're still gonna see it. So yeah, I'm using a mixture of the gel polish and the alcohol ink. I've seen people using it both ways, and I thought I'll do a bit of both. So now I'm just using alcohol and I'm just smudging up them white lines so they're not so prominent, kind of thing, if that makes sense. I'm just swiping through them and just keeping it straight and short on one side and kind of smudging it out on the other side. Can you see what I'm doing? Yeah, that's all I'm doing on this first layer. I'm going to do same on the middle finger, and again I'll keep doing the pinky off camera. The pinky is going to be exactly the same as that pointer finger that I've just done. And once I'm happy with that, I'm going to stick that in the lamp for 30 seconds. So now they're cured, I'm going in with the same colour, the light pink, and again I'm just going to do a really, really thin layer. The thinner the better, because it keeps it kind of transparent, but it's not transparent, if that makes sense. Yeah, just a really thin coat on all of these, and I'm going to give them just a half a cure. You normally have to cure these Builder in a Bottles for 60 seconds. I'm just giving them a 30-second cure. Right, so again I'm wiping that tacky layer off, and I'm going to go in with the white alcohol ink this time, and I'm just running the ink down them lines that I've already done. And again I'm using alcohol, and I just keep swiping through the lines. Again, I'm just trying to kind of fade out one side of the line and keep the sharpness of the other side of the line, and just fade out a lot of that white and try and keep it as, trying to keep the nail as transparent as I can. with the faded outlines. I do faff around for ages, just play around with it for ages. If you end up taking too much alcohol off, you can put more on. If you put too much on, you can take it off. So yeah, I'm going to do that on all of these as well. And I'm going to wait for this to dry. It literally takes 10-20 seconds to thoroughly dry. And then I'm going to give it another thin coat of the builder in a bottle. And again, cure that for 30 seconds. So again, I'm wiping a tacky layer off. That's pretty much it for my layers now. What I'm doing, I'm putting a bit of base coat into that white gel paint, gel polish, because I didn't want it bright, opaque white. This just softens it down a little bit. And all I'm going to use this for is just to highlight a couple of the lines on these rose quartz nails. Just really, really thin lines, barely there, barely visible, but visible. Yeah, and I'm just outlining some of the thicker lines just to make them look a little bit more prominent. And I'm going to cure that in the lamp for 30 seconds as well. So I'm going to give these one last layer now of the builder in a bottle. One last layer, and then I'm going to give that a full 60 seconds cure. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to do the bottom half of that ring finger now. The ring finger is just going to be a bit of an ombre. Yeah, I'm going to give that a quick layer as well. So back to this ring finger, it's already had one thin coat. I'm just going to give it another coat now, a little bit thicker, and I'll give that a 60-second cure. So I'm using the Builder Tan now, and I'm just going to do the top half of this ring finger and the middle finger. I'm just going to show you this ring finger because they're both the same. So I'm just starting with quite a thin layer, tucking it, pushing it and tucking it in nice and neat at that cuticle area. It did drip a bit far down the nail, so I just wipe my brush off and just drag it back up, wipe my brush off again. And you'll see just before I fade it down that nail, I'll wipe my brush off, get all that excess gel off my brush, and then just fade it down like that. I'm going to give that a 60-second cure, and then I'm going to give it a thicker layer just to build a bit of an apex up, and I'll do that middle finger off camera. So that is all the nails built now. I'm going to get this finger and the pinky that is just a full quartz nail. Because I've built these nails up in layers, they're really, really flat. So I'm just using a clear builder in a bottle now. I've just done a slip layer and I'm going to use the clear just to build a bit of an apex on these nails because they haven't got no shape, no strength or structure. So just on this nail and the pinky, the nails where I built a nail bed, I've built the apex out of the nail bed, so they're fine. It's just these ones that needed a bit of shape and an apex, a bit of strength. Holding it upside down like that just pulls all the gel back into the middle where it needs to be. So filing, make sure you get the tacky layer off before you file. I always file straight up the sides first, make sure they're nice straight, coffin. File the tip, make sure that's nice and flat. And then I will use a more coarser grit file. I think I use a 180 actually, or I think I use, this one I'm using for the sides is a 150 I think, and I think I use a 100 grit, just to go over the whole nail around the cuticle area and just make sure it's all just a nice shape and as it should be. I hate explaining what I'm doing, I hate it. So yeah, you can see I'm just neatening it up now, making sure that it's nice and even on both sides. Nice apex, thin at the tip, and then I'm going to use a buffer and just buff them all off and get them nice and smooth. So I've pulled out some opal gems. I think I used a couple of white ones out of that and just some transparent gems. So I'm using some rhinestone glue and I'm just putting the glue where the shape, the kind of shape that I want the gem placement to be. So I will let you watch this. I'll do the other nail off camera. I'm going to use little caviar beads as well to put in between all my gems, and then that's going to get cured for 60 seconds. So quick top coat now and that'll be them finished. There we go guys, that is them finished. That's the first time I've ever done a rose quartz nail. I did do one tip yesterday and had a practice, and my practice tip yesterday actually looks so much better. But anyway, there's the rose quartz face massager thingy. I don't think it looks too bad. I think it looks really good. I like it. I think next time I'll probably just stick to the alcohol ink instead of using a mixture of both. But I really like them. I think they turned out really, really nice. I like that nail bed colour. Anyway, guys, that is it for today. Don't forget I've got a 30% discount code for Madam Glam. It's always in my description box with a link to the website. But yeah, that's it. Please remember to give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Hit your notification bell as well so you don't miss any of my videos. And hopefully I'll see you all back in my next one. Take care. Bye.